Copy this from the board.
என்னடி ஆச்சு? ஏய் எழுது. நான் எங்கள் அப்பா கிட்ட கேட்டு அந்த அங்கிள் நம்பரை வாங்கி தரேன். அந்த அங்கிள் தான் எனக்கும் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணாரு. அழாதடி.
பாப்பாக்கு செக்அப் பண்ண போலாமா?
All eye care treatment under one roof. அதான் ஆர்கே ஐ சென்டரோட ஸ்பெஷாலிட்டி.
My dear children of God, it's my pleasure to welcome you all once again for this program. I represent Divine Truth Ministries, and we are dealing on how to lead a meaningful life. And for the couple of weeks, we have been seeing on the very first words of our Bible. In the beginning, God created heavens and the earth. So we have completed about beginning, about God, creation or evolution, heavens, which is the center. Last week we were dealing on, is it geocentric, heliocentric, or is our Milky Way galaxy is at the center? And finally we came to the conclusion, we are yet to find out the center. There is no center. So vast is our universe. And in this week we are going to deal on the speciality of the earth, the uniqueness of the earth. And for all the other episodes, if you want to go and watch, I have uploaded all these things in the YouTube, and you can search under the name Narendranath, that is my name, in the YouTube, and all the other videos that we had produced and uploaded, you can watch them. And what is this earth? Earth is the only planet in the solar system that is supporting life. Earlier, when we didn't have spacecrafts, or when the science has not yet developed, we thought there were aliens, living forms in the other planets, Martians, and all we used to say, from there the people can come here. Even now we don't know what is happening in the other stars, but at least up to the solar system, which is in the observable limits, we find that none of the other planets are supporting any life form, because we have sent space crafts, some of them landed in Mars, and a lot of photographs we have taken about Saturn and other planets, and have come to the conclusion there is no life form in all these planets or satellites. So only in earth we have the life form. Now where is God? As we saw earlier in Isaiah 66, heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool. So his throne is elsewhere. And when a builder builds anything, his house is elsewhere. He is not inside that building. So similarly, I somehow feel this heaven and earth has been a creation. He could be anywhere else. And from there, he is protecting us. He has given us this abode, earth. How we have been brought here, still the science is not able to answer that. And who are we? We are spirit beings. Why? Because only as long as the spirit indwells in the body, we are given dignity, we are given identity, we are called by our name. The moment spirit leaves our body, the next question people will be asking just before the funeral would be, when the body will be taken, we lose our identity. So we all know that only God can create the spirit. He would have created somewhere, he has sent it to this earth. So earth is a very unique place. So what all is happening in earth? Only on earth we have life form, both plants, animals, fishes, birds, so many things. When we deeply ponder on these areas, we find that all these things have been created for man, fishes, plants, animals, all these things. Because if they are not there, we are not going to be there. If bee is not there, we won't have plant life, and we won't get any vegetation. They do all what is required for pollination and the expanse of plants. So, everything God had created for man. So, without them man cannot survive, but without man they can survive. That we saw in lockdown periods and pandemic period. They were all very happy when we were not going out. So, God had created everything for us, and this is a unique place, and same soil, we see same soil, but yet in that soil you put different seeds, you get different plants. What a wonderful God we have. So, unique soil He has given us on earth. Earth means soil. In this soil you put different seeds, you get different plants. And who could have created the seed? We can modify the seed, but who had really created the seed? That is what God says, He has created the seed and trees that give seed. So that He first brought trees so that they give fruits that have seeds, and it got proliferated for our benefit, and they are all there. Again, Earth is the only planet which has been well protected from the solar winds, heat, so many radiations. We have a ozone layer for solar protection. We all protect for our skin, so many protections. Similarly, God had protected our earth with ozone layer so that harmful radiation does not penetrate and come and affect the life form here on earth. And again He has given earth the magnetic protection, magnetic field that deflects again all the harmful radiation that otherwise would have affected our living forms here on earth. God has been so kind, and here only on earth in the book of Genesis we see in the first 2 chapters, let there be, let there be. He says, let there be land, let there be water, let there be atmosphere. And finally, when it comes to life form, He says, let there be life on water, in water. And again He says, let there be birds on the sky, and let there be animals on the land. And before that He says, let there be plants that give seeds that will bring forth again. And finally He makes man. So, only on earth we see all these things. We do not see these things in any of the other planets, which means we are unique. God has given us a unique place. We do not realize that, we do not appreciate that. We only destroy it through various means. No other creation destroys the earth like how mankind is destroying for our own danger. Because as we misuse the earth, we are limiting our own future. With our own discoveries, inventions, when we use our freedom in a wrong way, like making atom bombs and hydrogen bombs, no other creation does that. We are bringing destruction on our own head. God had given us wisdom. It is like a knife. You can use it for good, you can use it for bad. A knife in a murderer's hand takes away the life. The same knife in a surgeon's hand gives life to that person. Similarly, God has given us this earth and wanted to take care of it. He says in Genesis, tend it and take care of it. But we do not seem to be tending it or taking care of it, we are only spoiling it. Everywhere you can see the destruction. So, God given earth, we have to protect it for our generations to come, so that God can send some more generations and use them for His glory. What is man's role here on earth? In what other way earth is being used by God for His purpose? We can see that in the scripture, Luke chapter 20th chapter, verses beginning from 27. he says, some of the Sadducees who said there is no resurrection came to Jesus with a question. Teacher, they said, Moses wrote to us that if a man's brother dies and leaves a wife but no children, the man must marry the widow, raise up offspring for his brother. Now there were 7 brothers. The first one married a woman and died childless. The second and then the third married her, and at the same way the 7 died having no children. Finally the woman died too. Now then, at the resurrection, whose wife will she be, since the 7 were married to her? This question was being put by Sadducees who did believe in the resurrection. Jesus replied, the people of this age marry and are given in marriage, but those who are considered worthy of taking part in the age to come and in the resurrection from the dead will neither marry nor be given in marriage, and they can no longer die, for they are like angels. They are God's children, since they are children of the resurrection. But in the account of the burning bush, even Moses showed that the dead rise. For he calls the Lord the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living. For to him all are alive, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but of the living. For to him all are alive. So, my dear children of God, this earth is a place where God produces children. He says in heaven you cannot be given on marriage. There is no more birth there. So, here it is matching, hatching and dispatching. Matching means marriage. Only here on earth children are made to marry, and they hatch, they bring forth children, and dispatch, because this is not our permanent abode. Our permanent abode is there. And are we going to be dead forever? No. That is what God says. He is not the God of the dead. He is the God of living. So, if He is bringing us for a certain period of time here on earth, making us to hatch and then take us back, He should have a plan behind all these things. This plan of His we will dwell as we go on. But here in this episode, what we are discussing or dealt was, earth is a unique place God had created. We do not see another earth supporting life form as on now. Can be there, we do not know. Only when we close our eyes, when we go back to the Lord for rulership, God may give us some assignments and we will get to know. But we should be thankful. We should be thankful to God for having given this earth and tend it and take care of it as how He had commanded the book of Genesis. For other episodes, please visit Narendranath in the YouTube. Until then, till we see next week, I take leave. Thank you.
Appointment வாங்கிட்டல?
வாங்கிட்டேன்க்கா.
Hey, why are you getting nervous? Last month பிரியா குட்டியோட அங்க தான் விசிட் பண்ணேனா. எக்கனாமிக்கல்டா. இன்சூரன்ஸ் கூட claim பண்ணிக்கலாம். Premature babiesல இருந்து old age people வரைக்கும் விசிட் பண்ற ஒரு இடம்.
எல்லா பேஷண்ட்ஸுக்கும் பர்சனல் கேர் தராங்க. 30 years of proven medical records. ஆர்கே ஐ சென்டர் டி நகரில் இருக்கிறதுனால accessible to all places.
Youngsters, you guys must take the right decision at the right time with the right people.